Hi everyone, I am Rajesh Kumar. I am having close to 16 plus years of experience in DevOps, SRE and DevSecOps. I have worked with more than 12 software organizations around the globe. I would like to introduce you all a DevOps School's flagship certification program in DevOps, SRE and DevSecOps. This program will get started in the weekends, so get enrolled. Please contact us on the phone number given on the screen, and in fact you can email us on the contact@DevOpsSchool.com. If you just put it up like this, and here you see that here this is a good image. You have a C groups, you have a namespace, you have a net link, you have C Linux, app armor, net filter capabilities, many things you have. So right now for my discussion only these three is needed. Okay, so these three is needed. So kernel has a namespace program, C groups program, capabilities program. Now we'll say, Rajesh, what exactly these are doing, these programs. So in the namespace, what happens? There is a one called user namespace program. There is a one namespace which is called paid namespace program. There is one namespace which is called network namespace program, and there is a one MNT. These are the namespace. So then what exactly doing? So user namespace, when you run, create one user. Pit namespace, you initialize this code. When you initialize this code, you get one user created. When you initialize this code, you get one PID tree created. PID tree is different. See, PID ID is different, PID tree is different. So PID ID means this is the ID. Okay, this is the ID. But PID tree always start with a 0. After that, it run your operating system 1. And after that, you log in, you become a 2. After that, you run Apache, you become 3, like this. This is called PID tree. Okay, are you understanding, all of you?
Processes, right? That's like process tree, right?
Process tree, PID tree, yeah. Every PID tree start with a 0. So here you get, when you initialize the PID namespace, then you get one PID tree. Then when you initialize network, you get one namespace, one network. And when you initialize MNT namespace code, then you get one root file system. So here one user you get, one PID tree you get, one network you get, one MNT get. If you initialize one time, then you get one time. When you initialize n times, you get n times. Correct now? Because here I said very simple. Correct now?
Yeah.
Okay, so now this is done. This is coming from where? Done. This is also, you know that. This is also, you know that. This is also, you know that. But now the question is how this application gets CPU and RAM. So they get application CPU RAM allocations from allocations of CPU and RAM from C groups. This is their job. You want to run, you want to learn more, just what is C groups, just type it and learn little bit of it. See here, sorry, C groups now. Here, see here, allow you to allocate resources such as simple, don't complicate your understanding. C groups is a component, it's a code actually. Okay, what is this code is doing? Correct now? Okay, so here
Sorry,
also
I got. You said C group is a port. Is that what you said?
C group is a code. Everything is code.
Code, yeah.
Yeah. So what exactly this doing? CPU and memory allocations to what? Process ID. So see that here. Very simple relationship. Every applications get PID attached, and PID get CPU and RAM. Simple. Every PID when it's run, it gets CPU. Let me show you the live one. Where is it? Here it is. See, go to the top. Some application which is running, it's consuming the CPU. See, GoToMeeting is running. This is the GoToMeeting process. Is running, is consuming CPU and this much of memory. Some application is not running, so they will consume memory but not CPU. See here, all CPU is 0, 0, 0, but memory is high. So guys,
so when a process, like, when we create a process, right, like when we create one of those things, can we actually say, can we allocate initially this much CPU and this much space RAM?
yes, you can do that. You can do that. Why not? You can say this process will not consume this much of more than CPU. So here you can set this real time high and normal below. And earlier in the Windows 10, if I remember, you can set the memory allocations also.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that is can be done. Everything can be done. See, everything can be done. Just you need to know where to start. That's all. Because these all are computer programs, right? Okay. So far, so good, all of you. So if someone will ask you what are the resources, these are the resources from where it is coming. You is coming from here. Now the important thing is how many users OS can create. Tell me how many users. And how many PID you have seen? Only one. How many network you have seen? Only one. How many MLT root file system you have seen? Root file system means mount. Mount means C drive, D drive. How many C drive you have seen in one operating system? One. Correct?
Yeah.
Correct, no?
Yeah.
So this is a OS limitation, not a code limitation. Mind it. Computer programs can initialize a number of times, but OS limits this. Why? Why they limit? Because the OS which you are consuming is a PC OS. PC OS means PC OS means PC means
Personal computer.
yes, personal computer. So this OS which you are consuming right now is PC based, means is for the design for the human, and human don't need a too many root file system, network and PID. Where you required a more network, more PID, more and network, MNT and all. So when you run the application data center, not in PC. So that's the reason OS provided all this thing. So now the question has come somewhere else. So far you understand that what are the resources. I have not answered the fully what is container. And these are the software, kernel, namespace, types of namespace, three groups, and capability. Capability will assign access to user, whether it's a root or non-root. Okay. So now the next question which I am having in my mind, why we are migrating to container? That's the first thing. That's so you know what, guys, I'll put it in a very simple way and not drag this topic. So earlier what we were doing, we were using the physical server. Think about it. This is the physical server, and this is the in the data center. I'm talking about data center, not in your laptop. Okay. So earlier to run applications in a data center, we were using physical server. So now let me ask you one simple question, if you can answer. My peak hours, when my end users are using, my peak hours, the utilization is 16 GB. Okay. And non-peak hours, my utilization is 4 GB. So when you procure your hardware, will you buy 16 GB or 4 GB?
16 GB.
16 GB, simple logic. Correct, no? But you know, guys, your average utilizations for each machine is 10 GB. I'm just giving you average utilization. So now multiply this hardware, you have 100 hardware. So how much wastage? 600 GB. Every day we are wasting. Correct? No?
Yes.
So now what we did, and now this production servers, you cannot give it to some other team also, so they can use it. No, you cannot give it. This is a complete wastage. Look at this, all internet-based applications. Are you paying for it? What applications, what internet-based applications you have paid? Tell me from last so many years. So then Google and Microsoft and the Yahoo and all companies like that, they said let's not run applications in the physical server. So what they did, they did migrated to virtual server. In the virtual server, what they do, this is the complete big hardware, and on top of that you have a hypervisor. Hypervisor means anyone? Hypervisor means VMware, VirtualBox, the one which I taught you, or Hyper-V, EX. Many hypervisor are there, right? All of you?
Yeah.
So they install hypervisor plus hypervisor as kernel also. And what they did, they created a VM. This one VM, 2 VM, 3 VM, 4 VM, 5 VM, 6 VM, 7 VM. See, earlier the setting of the hardware, it was used to take 1 day from scratch, new hardware. But now you have a VMs, and each VM you have operating system. Mind it. Okay, each VM you have operating system. Now each VM will have one root file system, one network, one PID, and one user which is here. And then applications will run. Only one applications data center they need to run, not like your laptop you need to run everything. One, it can be Apache or MySQL or PHP or Tomcat. So now what they did, when they migrated to the VMs, the creation of the VM is 5 minutes. So what they did, okay, they don't need a remaining hardware. So this part of the hardware, they will use for the production box. And this part of the hardware, they use for the development. And this part of the hardware, they use for the QA. That means sharing the resources. You required more, so let's deallocate the development and run more, scale it out. So here what is happening, earlier these physical servers you were not able to share if you're using for production. But in this case, because you can get created the VM within a few minutes, so you can share the resources, and each VM have their own isolated environment, so no problem. OS and application can run. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yeah.
But this model was very popular from last 15 years, but this also has a drawbacks. What drawback? So this model has a maintenance is one thing, but here this model also, if you see that 1 app, 2 app, 3 app, 4 app, 5 app, 6 app, that is okay. You are running 6 app. For 6 app, you are also running 6 operating system. That means if you want to run 6 app, you have to run 7 operating system. Why? This is the 6 and 1 is base. And then hypervisor also you have to run. So these operating system consume lots of CPU, lots of RAM. This hypervisor also consume lots of CPU and lots of RAM. So basically to run 6 app, you are wasting so much of hardware, CPU and RAM and storage and licensing cost. So for Google and for Yahoo and for this one Microsoft, it was being very costly deal for you. So they started thinking what to do in this case, what to do. So they can do something like this. They can do something like this. Okay, think about it. If you design the hardware, this is the hardware or VM. It can be hardware, any VM also, and this is operating system. What they can do, they can create multiple user, which they can do 3 to 4 user, and here they can run Apache. Here also each user can run Apache. Here Apache. So that means 4 Apache you can run it, but there is a challenge here. Apache, if it is running on 80 port, 50 PID and C Apache, I'm just using the Windows word, then same thing you will not be able to use it by other users in the same machine. Correct now? Isolation is required. Correct now?
If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.